Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Aadi
And I am Adi
and you're having chai with
with Adi.
and Aadi. Today we have two very special guests here from Sydney. But before that, we'd like to ask you for a few things. Could you please like, subscribe, comment, join the live chat, and we'll see if we can add any of your questions in the end. So let's start. This couple that we have today from Sydney come from IIT Madras, and they're here at UNSW in Sydney doing their PhDs, their respective PhDs. One of them's nearly a doctor, so we don't have to call them a doctor yet. So they go by the names Shantanu and Raghavi together, Ranu. You know, they could be Shangavi or Ragtanu, but Aditya, what do you think? What's their best name?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited that I am going to interview such intelligent people. My parents will be proud.
Totally. And then not only that, they do martial arts in their spare time. They're
Yeah.
lovely volunteers, and they're a staple at Sydney Satsangs.
Yes.
So we're very
So,
lucky to have them today.
yeah, they are just a full package of talent and intelligence and smartness and so much energy. And I think today we will find out more on how they get that energy and how, they manage everything together. And
Yes,
hopefully we all will learn something.
definitely.
But
So
I really want to ask them this one question, Adi. I think let's bring them on screen and then we can ask them this one question.
definitely. So Shantanu and Raghavi, we're going to have very shortly, and here they are. Welcome to the show.
You can unmute.
Unmute for us so we can hear you. We're very lucky to have them. They're taking the time out.
Hello, guys.
Hello,
Hi.
What are you all drinking today in terms of tea?
We are drinking the
Turmeric tree.
same one, yeah.
Nice.
So it's a turmeric tea which has, I think, turmeric, ginger, licorice, and I think rose petals. Yeah.
It's called
Wow.
golden turmeric.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I've got plain old lemon and ginger. Aditya, what do you have today?
I'm having lemongrass and honey, and I think it has some ginger in it, so it's really nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what's that question?
Oh, okay. So one question I wanted to ask you both was that you have gone through all this like IIT. So even to get into IIT first, it's a big challenge. So first you got into IITs, then you have studied there, and now you are in UNSW and doing all this research, getting your PhDs. Had you ever thought when you were doing all this that you will be on Chai with Adi and Adi?
Oh my God! It was in our bucket list. So it was a dream to do it, right? It's like, oh my God, we were just looking forward to this day, and today finally we are here.
Amazing.
We're really happy for you both. We're really happy for you. No, it's actually a pleasure to have you on today. So we want to find a little bit more about you. So one after the other, let me know a really nice childhood story that's brought you here today. Like even before you started on this journey as a Sadhak, like tell us a bit about your childhood so we get to know you.
You wanna go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So about my childhood, I'm the only child. So my childhood was mostly with my parents. They were my friends, and I would say my dad was my very close and very motivating person throughout my childhood. My mom is a bit on the stricter side, and actually my dad is a very spiritual person, because of which I'm here to connect my childhood and what I am today. So he is a very spiritual person, very God fearing person, I would say. So because of his interest in spirituality, I slowly start going in the same path as well. So that's how I'm here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And for me, my father, he is like also like he used to do different things. I would introduce him as a farmer because he is that's what he loved to do, you know. But then other than that, he's a retired civil engineer. He is a music teacher. He has his own school, and that's where it all started for me. I started learning music from my dad, and yeah, and he was also a very spiritual person, you know. It's like at our home we have this Durga Puja, you know. It's in Bengali tradition. It's very famous, you know. And that in that we our family, we are conducting that Durga Puja at our home for nearly 175 years.
Whoa. Yeah. So how old are you?
Yeah, I don't look that way, right? But it's like it's been so many generations we are doing that, and every time that Durga Puja is like so special to me, and I still remember those days, you know, when after school I used to run to the temple where just before the puja they will make the idol with all like clay and everything, and you know, and like there will be this Mahisasur, and he will be like all so angry face and stuff like that, you know. And yeah, I used to enjoy those times so much. And yeah, that's like a glimpse. It's like a glimpse of my childhood. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, now that we've got to know a little bit about you, we want to know a little bit more, but more interesting facts about you. We're going to start our rapid fire round. So in this round, yes, in this round, we'll be asking you a set of quick questions, and you let us know what first comes to your mind. Aditya, take it away.
All right. So I will be starting with Raghavi.
Okay.
Okay. So Raghavi, here's your first question. Given a choice, would you rather have free food in all the restaurants for the rest of your life, or would you rather travel free anywhere in the world for the rest of your life? Which one would you choose?
Of course, traveling. It was an easy question, thank God. Of course, traveling. Like I'm a bit picky about my food, but yeah, eating in restaurants will be good. But traveling, even if I get the food I wish, I would still choose traveling. Yeah, I love traveling with my best partner, travel partner.
All right. Now that you have mentioned your travel partner, what is that one thing that Shantanu loves, and what is that one thing that Shantanu hates?
He loves Gurudev.
Okay.
And I think he hates, what should I say? Like, there are silly things. I can't say it hates, but we constantly try to improvise ourselves, try to be in knowledge, and he doesn't like if I don't follow something. Like he's a bit
Don't
more
follow.
strict towards me in that sense. Yeah, he doesn't like if I'm behaving in a different way.
All right. And then your next question. What is the first thing that you notice about a person?
First thing, presence.
Presence. Beautiful. And what is the craziest thing that you remember from your school or college time? Something that you must have done.
Yeah. The first thing that comes in my mind is laughing out loud in the middle of a lecture, like because of gossiping with friends. Yeah, I have got caught red-handed a couple of times because of that.
It's good to know that smart people do that, Adi.
Yes. We have
Yes. All right. Your last question. See, you have made through this. Yeah. So her last question is, what is the best compliment that you have ever received?
Compliment. Uh, I would say I really like the compliment, all the compliments that I got in my S plus course. The one that we write on the back of
Oh
our
yeah.
with the
Mm.
serving plate. Wow, I still remember a few of them. Nice smile, kind hearted, very approachable and stuff like that. I really like. I still have that thing with
Mm.
me, plate. And yeah, that was very special moment, and I cherish all the compliments that was given on that day.
Nice. So you have made through the rapid fire, and now it's Shantanu's turn. Adi.
All right.
Shoot.
So, Shantanu, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in a class?
In a class. Oh my God. Yeah. So I was one of the, of course, I used to be very favorites to my teachers in my undergrad studies, right? So in Bangalore. So what happened? There was a class going on, and one of our ma'ams, she was taking the class, and she was writing the equation on the board, and then suddenly someone just behind me, someone have thrown a piece of paper to her, and she suddenly just turns and looks at me and like, was that you? I was like, no ma'am, no. And like, because there's no way that person after throwing, he was like moved, and there was like, I was the only person, like it was like I did that, and I felt so embarrassed in front of the whole class.
Did you ever recover? Are you and the teacher on good terms now?
I actually talked to ma'am after that, but I think she understood, I guess, because of my track record. But in the class, it was pretty embarrassing.
Well, what's one thing Raghavi loves and one thing that she hates? So,
Mm,
yes, what's one thing she doesn't like?
she loves meeting friends, like maybe at our place or going to our friend's place and having get together, doing something like celebration, satsang. She just loves it. She just waits for that opportunity to do that. She's always up for it. And things she doesn't like. Yeah, sometimes she feels that whenever we do some satsangs, she feels that I should give opportunity to others for singing as well. She feels that I take the limelight and all that. I don't really give people opportunity or something like that. I was like, no, I don't know that.
And the scale you choose.
Yeah, the scale. Yeah, she thinks that the scale which I choose while singing in a satsang sometimes is higher scale, so people cannot join in and they can't enjoy. Then she comes back and says, "Why did you? Just because you can sing in that scale, you should not do that." I was like, "Okay, ma'am, I'll change next time."
All right, perfect. All right, well, what animal best represents your personality?
Oh my God, this reminds me a story from my childhood. So the short answer is elephant, but I'll tell you a story. So in
It's
my
rapid fire, by the way.
it's okay. We are here to have fun, isn't it, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what happened? There was I don't know which exam was it, but I didn't do as I expected, and I came back home and I was talking to dad, and I told dad that I don't think I have done it well, and I'm really worried about it. So I don't know, maybe the marks won't be that great. And then after that, we actually when I see the marks, it was really good, and I was very happy. And I came to dad and I said, Dad, I actually got this much marks, and I didn't expect it, and it was really good. And then dad looks at me and says, "Son, you are an elephant." I was like, Dad, what the hell? Like, and I was quite big that time, okay, and I was quite big, and it was like, I'm sharing something, a happy news, and you're telling I'm an elephant. Like, no, calm down. It's because elephants don't know how big they are. It seems that their eyes are small and they can't realize how big they are. Once they know it, they can be like unstoppable. No one can stop them. So you are like that. You don't know your potential. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for that clarification.
Thanks. Okay, so what are your favorite lyrics of all time?
Oh, wow. It's good that you asked. Just recently, I heard a song from Bhanu Didi, and the lyrics was written by Swami Satyajata ji, and it was written 22 years back. And I was listening to it, and it was amazing. It was just amazing.
Can you sing something for us then?
Of course, I can sing the same thing. Oh my God, it's still it's really in my mind all the time. Good job. हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर कदम मेरा प्रदक्षिण तेरा, हर कदम मेरा प्रदक्षिण तेरा। हर वचन मेरा जय जय तुम्हारा, हर वचन मेरा जय जय तुम्हारा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर कदम मेरा प्रदक्षिण तेरा, हर कदम मेरा प्रदक्षिण तेरा। हर वचन मेरा जय जय तुम्हारा, हर वचन मेरा जय जय तुम्हारा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर सांस मेरी पूजा तुम्हारी, हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर पल मेरा प्रसाद तेरा। हर पल मेरा प्रसाद।
So beautiful. Such a beautiful bhajan.
Beautiful.
The lyrics, I mean,
Well,
I think I should explain it in English as well.
yes.
So the lyrics goes like, Har saans meri, my every breath is your puja. That's the first line. Har pal mera prasad tera, my every moment is your prasad. My every step is your pradakshin, going around you. And my every speech is just glorifying you, just your glory. So yeah, I just love this. I'm in love with this lyrics.
Yeah.
And you can ask her how many times I just sing this song throughout the day. Oh my God.
It has a beautiful meaning, and you have a beautiful voice.
Thank
So
you.
it's so
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
So
Together.
there is this.
Sorry, go.
Yeah, there is this one thing that I'm really wanting to know, and you have not been telling me even in our conversations before we had for the show. So now I'm going to ask that question finally. How did you guys meet? What is the story?
I've
So
been
it's not rapid fire now, right?
No,
We did.
Yeah.
no. You both have made it through the rapid fire. So yeah, congratulations.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'll start. So it was I was doing my master's in IIT, and I was, because it was a research course, and I was having a hard time. There was, because research is something, a question which you try to solve and you don't have the answer to it, and even your supervisors don't know, and you have to keep on working on it. And I was at a point of my research that I couldn't really find what was the solution to my problem. And by then I have already done my Yes Plus course, and I was practicing and everything, but I it was I that point of time I felt like something more was needed, some more push was needed in my life. Something was missing, and some power was needed. And that was the time when my co-supervisor, um, he actually told me about this DSN program which was happening. And he told that, this, by looking at you, I can 100% guarantee this is the program you need right now. I was like, okay, what's DSN? It's like, there are so many interpretation, like do something now, and it's like divine society, Divya Samaj ka nirman and all that, but don't say no. Yeah, and there are so many other interpretation, but you should just go and do it. I was like, maybe I'll see. That's how we postpone things, right? Good things always. So then I didn't register for it, but on the day when the course was starting, something was there, and I felt like I went to lab, and I felt like maybe I can't solve this problem just sitting here. I have to go somewhere. So I just took the institute bus, and I just went to the center, and I was just sitting there, and I was waiting for the organizers to open the registration desk. And that time I see two people who just enters. Um, Abhishek, whom I knew from IIT before, and with Abhishek there was another girl, and that was Ravi. And both of them, they came, and Abhishek was telling there was another person from IIT as well. So they actually also came for doing the DSN program, and we actually met in DSN, and it was Anand Ji's course, Anand Rajendran Ji's. And we in the DSN program, it was electrifying atmosphere. Oh my God, there were,
Can't put it in words, guys.
yeah, right, 350 people, and
Wow.
and yeah,
Just perfect. Yes, and
yeah, it was crazy. And yeah, and then I met her, and I think now you should tell that, how did you feel when we meet for the first time? And
yeah, actually, when Abhishek said that there is one more guy from Insti and I will introduce you to him, like he has also come to do DSN. And then I go and like I say hi, and he felt that I was so rude. I just said hi, and we were about to leave for dinner. I said, "Chalo, chalo, Abhishek, let's go." And then he felt so rude and left out. Like we both walked out, and then during DSN we got so close, like because they formed groups from similar areas. So institute and the surrounding area near that, we all worked together, 10 of us, for some projects. And sadhana, after that, the group sadhana, wow, we used to do group sadhana, going biking 6 kilometers from our institute to a center nearby.
every single day.
Every single day in the morning.
In the morning. Oh my God.
So after DSN, it continued for almost 3 months continuously, like every single day cycling in the morning. all three of us together from institute. And
group sadhana, as well as I think Ashtavakra Gita was going on. And I think Aditya, you are also hosting that Ashtavakra Gita sessions these days, right?
Yes, yes.
It is just
yes,
amazing.
It's
Ashtavakra
beautiful.
Gita, it's just connects people, and the group energy which we used to have that time was amazing. Yeah. And
and
we did so many courses, organized so many courses also
after
during that
that,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
And the main thing that actually connected us after DSN is how we actually into proper
Yeah, I think we went to
relationship.
that ashram trip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Anandji actually has this motto for every student of him, that he promises them to take them to meet Gurudev after every course that he conducts.
Yeah, every course, like that's his promise that if you do DSN course with Anandji, you get to meet Gurudev. And it's like crazy.
So yeah, we were lucky. We traveled together to ashram and we had very nice time, Gurudev's darshan, and yeah, that's how we got connected more and more.
Yeah.
And
It was worth the wait, wasn't it, Aditya? The story.
Oh my God, it was so beautiful.
All right, well, Shantanu, how exactly did you start your journey in Art of Living? That's a good story too.
Yeah. So I joined IIT in July 2016. And not 2016, 2012. Yeah. 2012, July 2012. And I think I just got my hostel and everything was allocated. And I went once I came back after my dinner from the hostel mess, and I was entering into my hostel and I see this poster in the notice board. It says that yes plus course, and it will teach you some meditation techniques. And there were 3 quotes from, I think, the head of Google and then NASA experts and everyone. And I got very impressed. And that's I would say that's the intro talk. That flyer was my intro talk.
poster,
Yeah, that poster, right? I just looked at it and I felt that, yeah, I should do it. And I just registered for the course and I did the course. And today, when I'm on the other side, I think that why isn't it so simple? Why can't we just put flyers and posters and people just look at it and they're just like, wow, this is such a nice course. We'll just register and that's it.
But still, don't
Why do
underestimate.
you have to convince people that it's really good?
Totally.
Sorry, don't underestimate. Yeah, yeah, right. Don't underestimate Utterly Flyers. They have something in them, And I really like. There are so many volunteers in this organization right now. I know who design really great flyers, and they are really catchy. But still, we still need to convince people a lot these days. Yeah.
But nowadays how we post the flyers on social media, but in like a few years back, actually, I think at least in India, we used to go distributing the flyers and we used to stick the flyers in every shop and every wall. So because we're talking of flyers, I remembered this thing that once I had gone and I had never done this before, distributing flyers and sticking the flyers, and I was so nervous. So whenever I was putting some flyer, I was chanting some mantra and I was putting the flyer. But I did not have anyone come through the flyer. The people came from somewhere else. But it was a good process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but moving on, Raghavi, even you have a wonderful story of how you came into Art of Living. Can you share that with us? And how also after that, how you got your scholarship and you moved here?
Yes, sure. So I actually did my course 8 years ago with my dad. My first course, it was not S plus that I did first. I did a course called Living Well, and me and actually my dad's friend pushed my dad into it. And since I was at home on holidays, I also did it with my dad. So it was amazing, the Living Well program. But after that, I joined IIT in just few months from then. And yes, in IIT I got to do S plus, and it was like totally a power pack, like small DSN kind of thing, S plus from Living Well or Happiness Program. It was amazing, and yeah, then I continued on. The second question is like how I got my scholarship. Yeah, I finished my masters and I was working on small project in IIT itself, and Shantanu got admission in UNSW, so he applied for a few universities and he got in US as well.
I think University of California.
California, Irvine, and stuff like that. But he was very particular that he wants UNSW, and he decided to come here. And I was like, okay, I have only one option with me. I need to get into this. I need to go to Sydney somehow, and I need to get admission in one of the Sydney universities. And UNSW was one of the best universities for renewable energy. So I did my master's in wave energy conversion, renewable energy. So, and UNSW is top one, I would say, second ranking university in solar energy. So it is so competitive, and international scholarships are so competitive. But anyway, I had no other choice. I applied, and he came for a vacation, a semester break to India, and we decided to go to Gurudev to get his blessings. And we also did advanced course that time. That was our first outing, right? Yeah. We went out of the city for the first time, and that was to ashram. So, but it was an interesting trip. Yeah, we were in silence, and it was so blissful. And on the last day, we got a chance to meet Gurudev, and it was so many people sitting in Vishalakshi Mandap. It was a bit quiet that day, like people were behaving very well. And Gurudev was walking around each row. And yeah, when he passed by me, I just kneeled down to say that Gurudev, I please bless me for PhD scholarship. And he didn't even turn around me, and I was not sure whether he heard it or not. But I was like, I was a bit loud and it's so quiet. Maybe he would have heard it, but he just ignored. Okay, fine, whatever I told him. And then he walked 10 to 20 meters past me, and he was just playing with his mic, like you know how sometimes he's very playful, and he just ignored and he walked past. And after 10-20 meters, he picks his mic, and the auditorium was fully silent. Okay, he picks his mic and says, "Scholarship, scholarship," like that. And then he again walks past people. Like I was like, okay, done. Now he is blessed for it. It is done. Now it's going to happen. And of course, as expected, within just 2 months, I get a call from UNSW that your application is still under process and you will be. And then I had 3-4 interviews. Like it was rigorous process of admission as well. So yes, after 4-5 interviews, I got into PhD position in UNSW. That's how I got here, and I'm so grateful that people around the world like compete so much to get into solar school in UNSW, and I was so lucky, and I could get it with full scholarship, full paid scholarship from Australian government. Yeah.
Wow, that also speaks volumes about your work effort as well, and like blessings from Gurudev on top. Just like
just grace. Yeah.
We know how much. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just grace.
Trust me, just grace.
Yes. Well, I know you do martial arts at UNSW, so I should ask, how for you both do martial arts and spirituality entwine? Do they?
They actually meet, especially when we are talking about a martial art which we are doing. It's called Aikido. It's a Japanese martial art, and you know, it has all its components, and it has like we'll be attacked and we do techniques and stuff like that, but it mainly works on the awareness, how aware you are all the time. And if you can link this to our happiness program points, it's like being in the present moment. That's how you build your awareness. And it's always being aware what is the situation and everything. And there was a saying in this martial art that the more you practice martial arts, the less you need it. Because as you are more familiar with what kind of, like, what is your situation and all that, you would never really engage into anything. You will just try to either pacify it or maybe move out of it. And the more moreover, it's like we practice meditation as well in the dojo, right? In our martial arts club, we also practice meditation. So it's even though it looks like we are fighting, we are there for fighting and stuff like that, we are never really taught how to attack. It's always if something comes on us, and how to use that flow with the, there is a word called ki, right? The energy, and how you can channelize others' energy and make them fall on the ground. And it's so subtle, and that's why we are like so much in love with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I want to add to what he has said, like for me personally, like when I go to dojo, like that 1.5 hours of martial art is like purely meditation for me. I can't really think about anything other than being in that moment, like present there with all my awareness, like all my senses are so active during every single practice that we do. So it is like, yeah, it is so meditative, and I don't think about anything past or future during that moment. Like I have to be there. So yeah, it is just
Yeah, and sometimes we feel that everything is so interconnected, right? It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful skill to learn actually, and now I'm sure a lot of us are inspired to go learn it. And you know, Raghavi, you had another very beautiful story or incident actually that happened with you when you moved to Australia. You were sharing with us in one of the conversations. Would you like to share it with our viewers?
yes, sure. So yeah, that was my most like, yeah, I will share it. I can't put it in words. So after I got the scholarship, I really wanted to meet Gurudev, and I, it's all his grace, and I really wanted to thank him in person. So I just like, as soon as I got my scholarship results, like I said to my parents, like I want to go and meet him, like take him there. So the next day we took car to Bangalore, and yeah, we went to like to meet Gurudev before the satsang. Like people can meet, greet him just before he's coming or leaving. So I didn't have appointment, so I just got some flowers that evening. Like before Gurudev comes, I went ran and got some lotus flower and some roses, made a small bouquet kind of thing, and I was like waiting. Like we were sitting in a corner. We went a bit late and we didn't get spots. We were sitting in a corner of the amphitheater, and yeah, bhajan started, and the whole crowd was waiting for Gurudev. And yeah, to be honest, my mom is not so spiritual, and she was a little bit skeptical about Guru and this principle and stuff like that. So yeah, but still, since I really wanted to go, she still came. Both my mom and dad came with me, and we three were sitting, and Gurudev's car came, and the whole crowd was like murmuring, and then my mom was super excited, like, "Oh, Gurudev's car has come! Go, 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 go and give the flowers. Talk to him." And then I was like, "Oh my God, what Guru's presence can make people even who are not in the path." And yeah, I stood up. I was also so excited, went and ran to that place where he enters the stage, and I was waiting. And when Gurudev was coming, of course, like everyone was like going inside and stuff. So my bouquet, I gave my flowers to someone, his PM or someone who was collecting flowers. Everyone was going crazy. So yes, I could not get a chance to say thank you also. But anyway, I left my flowers there, and then I came and sat in a corner, like where I was sitting previously, and Gurudev also settled down with comfortably on his chair, and he was looking at the crowd. And then I was like, okay, I really wanted to convey this, but in person. But anyway, I will convey it still like that. And then I started I started my tears started to come, and then I just closed my eyes, and with a lot of gratitude, I just thanked him from my heart with my eyes closed and with pranam. And then when I opened my eyes, like Gurudev, he was looking forward. But when I opened my eyes, he just looked at me straight, eyes to eyes. Like I was like, is he really looking at me like that? Like he looked at me like he was looking somewhere else, and suddenly he turned, he looked at me eyes to eyes, and then I was like so excited. Is this real? Like he is really looking at me. And after when I was trying to see what's happening, he suddenly turned. He just acknowledges for a fraction of a second that I got your thank you message. So it was like so amazing experience that I had. And that day I actually realized that you don't really need words to thank Guru, or like whatever you want to convey, it just gets conveyed. For some time I'll take some breaths. You continue. It's beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That was such a beautiful story. But for our viewers, would you like to sing us another song? We would love to hear from you again, both of you, in whatever scale you want, whatever key you want.
Thanks, Aadi. Oh my God.
Today the limelight is all yours.
Yeah.
So this is a Krishna song. I really liked it because I heard it recently with by Vikram Hazra when he was live, and I was listening to it, and it was so nice. And he also ended up with a Bengali part in the end, because he has this Bengali connection, and I really loved it. So I just wanna perform it in front of you guys. Krishna mana mohana, chita chora radha jivana. Krishna mana mohana, chita chora radha jivana. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Hridaya Bihari Hari Narayana. Hridaya Bihari Hari Narayana. Hari Narayana, Hari Narayana. Krishna mana mohana, chitta chora radha jivana. Krishna mana mohana, chitta chora radha jivana. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Vrindavan sanchari govardhan giridhari. Hridaya Bihari Hari Narayana. Hridaya Bihari Hari Narayana. Hari Narayana, Hari Narayana. Krishna mana mohana, chitta chora radha jivana. গোবিন্দ গোপাল বনমালী জয় রাধে গোবিন্দ গোপাল বনমালী শ্রী রাধার প্রাণ ধন মুকুন্দ মুরারি শ্রী রাধার প্রাণ ধন মুকুন্দ মুরারি হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল 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 হরি বল।
Thank you both so much. Another beautiful song from one of Sydney's staple satsang couples. Before we go, we have a very important question. What advice do you have for the rest of us volunteers and everyone watching on the path?
Okay. Yeah, from my experience, this is basically my experience recently last year that I actually realized this. I was volunteering for the past 6 years or something, but I'm actively volunteering after coming to Australia to organize courses on my own as well. I actively volunteer with Giti from Kensington. So yeah, when I organized the course on my own, I realized this thing, that when I actually dropped that desperate wanting for registrations, like, you all know that it is good thing that you're doing and you're really taking something that will uplift someone's life. We all know that, but somewhere when we are working for the course or when we are organizing on our own, we get that feeling that I'm doing it. Like, we unknowingly or knowingly we get into that doership thing, like that. Gurudev also says in the whole point of Ashtavakra is not to have that, to see yourself separate. You're not the doer, right? So I felt that I was getting into that trap as well a lot. And the moment we actually realize that we are doing it for someone's sake, and it's not just our course, and we just not doing it for registration sake. The moment we realize that, you don't know how things turn around, that was a very eye-opening experience that realization that came to me last year in October. So yeah, I would share this with all the volunteers like you guys, that maybe we should more think about, we all think about it, but we should just work from that space. Even the work should focus on that path. You have something to add?
I think that's how, because when we drop that, it's like, Gurudev, one thing I have realized, that whether you do it or share it, whether we volunteer or not, this knowledge is going to spread.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is no way we can stop it. It's like Gurudev's grace is there. It's definitely is gonna spread. But
we want to be a part of it.
Yeah, we want to be a part of it. It's like, some story, right? That Govardhan Pahar, or some big mountain which Lord Krishna was
Govardhan Parvat.
Yeah, right, holding with the little finger, and all the villagers, they came and they were just pushing it with their sticks as well, so that, like, they are also part of it, and I think that's what we should just think about it. We are just, for our own sake, we have to spread it and we have to be part of it,
That's a good perspective to think about it.
That's beautiful. No, and even with that story, we're getting the chance to help You know, it is
Yes.
going knowledge of the self is for everyone, and you're right. It definitely will spread, but like Gurudev is giving us a chance to be part of that. So it's just taking the
Yeah.
opportunity with both hands, removing doership, and watching Ashtavakra. So good.
Yes.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Thank you both so much for today, Aditya.
Yeah, and for all the viewers, you should share this with your family, your friends, and with everyone else so that they can hear these stories, get inspired, and you never know whose life you're changing. Also, next week we have very special guests again. All guests are special, but a very fun trio: Bhaktash, Mehul, and Mittal. And they are the backbone, like especially on social media and on the back end of the courses. They are there always, and we all are witness to this. Even Shantanu and Raghavi, that wherever these three people are, we end up laughing.
Yes.
Right? It's like they're so jovial all the time. Yeah.
So next week we have them with us, and thank you so much, Shantanu and Raghavi, for sharing your stories with us.
Thank
And
you so
Thank you
much,
so much
guys.
for giving us that opportunity. It's amazing. You guys are doing so great.
After so many big shots in your program, you just got us into it. Like we were like, what? Are you sure? But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, we really enjoyed. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. These things, like every talk which you do is so much fun. It's like really good. So
And the
happy.
rapid fire was a bit surprising as well. Like the
Yeah.
questions were really nice and
Challenging as well.
challenging as well. But we really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
Aadi.
we are glad you had fun. Let's take a picture with your cups.
Yay! Cups.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much.
And Adi, don't forget to.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Yes. Thank you for joining. Jai Guru.